again, Flosstube. My name is Kelly, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Pages and Stitches. That's spelled pages, the number 3 stitches, both here and on Instagram. And I am coming to you delayed for my 18th Flosstube update, so welcome. So today is Thursday, May 4th. It's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So if you're a Star Wars fan, happy Star Wars Day. So I want to start by saying a gigantic, massive, humongous, awesome thank you to, first of all, everyone for your patience in me getting this video out. And then also to everybody who reached out to me during this time to kind of check on me, make sure I was okay, and offer words of encouragement. That was very, very kind of you. And it did not go unnoticed. I had people leave comments and reach out to me on Instagram and send me text messages and emails, and that was just awesome. I don't know about anyone else, but my April was garbage. Mercury is in retrograde again and everything's bad.
Friendly reminder that Mercury is in the microwave again, so keep your chunkless aligned and also keep Uranus tight.
So normally I would film at the end of the month. The 30th was a Sunday, the last day of April, and I had everything ready to go to film, and then a couple days before, just, you know, stuff hit the fan. I had an injury from the week before in terrible weather, and then the following week I ended up in the ER, and without going into too much detail, the imaging and the testing that I had done in the ER kind of showed some potentially scary stuff, and so I had to get that sorted out right away. And so for the next couple of days, which was when I was supposed to film, my mind was not on Flosstube, it was on making sure that I wasn't dying. So the good news is no, I am not dying, though that was a very real possibility for a second. So I was not concerned about filming at that time. The answer isn't great, but it's not a death sentence. So with proper monitoring and management, I should be okay. But anyways, that was the reason for the delay. I was trying to figure out what life was going to look like. So anyways, reading all your messages of support was very helpful during that time. So thank you very much. Okay, so no more of that. Let me start off by welcoming you here. If you are new here, first of all, sorry for the weird introduction, but also I hope that you find something you like about my videos and want to come back. And if you are a returning subscriber, hello again, my friends. I missed you, and I'm glad that you've come back to see what's going on. As those of you who have been here before know, I also do quilting videos, my quilting corner update. I'll likely be filming that tomorrow. But if you are unaware, I film Flosstube videos as well as what I call my quilter's corner, because as you can see behind me, I am also a quilter. I do one Flosstube and one quilter's corner for every month. So if you have any interest at all in quilting or in anything related to sewing, definitely go check those videos out. There seems to be more and more people on within our community that are expressing interest in seeing quilting content and sewing content. So that's really awesome, because it's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. So let's kick off with the reading update. The Pages and Pages and Stitches represents the pages of a book, because reading is my other passion. I have my cross stitching, I have my quilting, and I have my reading. So let me show you what I read for the past month. So I don't have any physical books to show you this time. Everything I read was on my Kindle app. I was in a mood. My month was trash, so I read absolute garbage on my Kindle app. I read these 4 books here. If you saw my last update, you know that I already had planned to finish the Montana Mountain Men series by Gemma Weir, which I did. And it was was good. You know, it wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. I certainly needed something. I needed to get my serotonin somewhere, okay? I also followed that up with Axel by Samantha Whiskey. That is a hockey romance. I was talking to Autumn Marie on my Instagram about how much we both didn't realize we needed hockey romances in our lives, and now I'm hooked. And funny thing is, the NHL has taken notice of the fact that a bunch of women in the reading community have kind of dug their claws into hockey and claimed it as a genre of romance, and they are marketing that hard. So those are the things that I read in April. I'm not sorry about it. All right, so let's get into the cross stitch. That's what you're actually here for, right? I have a lot to share with you today. I've got some whip updates. I have some new starts. I have some really cool stitchy kindness to share, a good chunk of haul, and then we'll go over plans for May. Okay, so let's start with my oldest whip. This is one of my focus projects. This is Woodland Castle, which is a kit by Designworks. I have been stitching on this since July of 2021. My goal, and the reason why it's a focus project, is because I want to finish it by July of this year. So that's coming up, and I'm looking forward to getting this done. It is being stitched on a 14 count white Aida 2/1 full cross using all the kit materials. And Designworks uses DMC floss, and they do give you the numbers so that if you ever run out of floss, you can restock essentially. So let me insert a picture here. This is where it was the last time that you saw it. My goal was to finish the next section over, which would put me at about 75% completed. And here we are now. So I didn't quite finish this section. I got really close. There's no back stitching on it yet. Let me bring it in closer. So here's the line here of where I finished off last time. I added this last little bit of flowers. I think I had the deer in already. And I added this last little bit of flowers around the dough. And then I came over here and started working on all these pink and purple flowers. And then all that's left is the rest of the fox, because there's some yellow here. I think there's a little bit of yellow down here, and then just the fox. And so I'm really close, not quite there, but I will get this done for next time. And then I'll be able to scroll and get that last like ribbon of design worked in, which I'm super excited about. Let me pull you back out. Here we go. So this is it all the way across. This is so like satisfying to look at, to just know that this part is completed, and you know, to know that you put in every single one of these stitches is just super satisfying. So next time I will have this section finished. I will have this section back stitched, and I'll scroll down probably to about the legs of the dough to get the rest of the Aida to show for the last little chunk of the design. So the last little section here is right about here below my finger. It's, you know, these leaves, the mushrooms and the mice, or the mouse, excuse me, more mushrooms, the rest of this bunny. I know I already have its ears in, and then these leaves and flowers underneath. So this log is in, so I just need to do this underneath part with the little hedgehog, and then the rest of these leaves, and then it's done. So what I'm gonna do is try, when I finish this section, I'm gonna try and get as much in this way as possible. I kind of wanna try and get to the midline. I don't know if I'll actually be able to accomplish that, but I'm gonna get as far across as possible by the end of May. And then I'll have June and the rest of July to do the remainder. So I think I can complete this in the deadline that I've set for myself. I've really been pushing on it. This is the project that I've spent the most time stitching on because it's the one that I really want to finish. So that's the plan for this project. And of course, I'll have everything linked down below if it's still available for purchase anywhere, as much as humanly possible. So I worked on another one of my focus projects this past month, and that would be this one here, which is Ophelia by Mirabilia. I did not touch her last month, so I had to show her some love this month. I did not manage to work on my long dog sampler, but that's okay. That one still has more time to get to a finish. This one I want to have finished by October before I go to the Mirabilia retreat in Charlotte, North Carolina. So this one is being stitched on a 32 count linen in the color dark olive, using all of the called for flosses. And here is a picture of what it looked like the last time that you saw it. I had just recently moved down past the midline and started working on her dress, which is the most stitch dense part of the piece. And here is where I got to. So not too terribly much progress, but you know, enough. I did more back stitching. I put in some more of these leaves, and then I added kind of all of this part of the dress. I think I did a little teeny bit up here somewhere, but I did all of this down here, and I finished off this section down here as well. So down here I think it's gonna go faster because the color is in, like, there's smaller bits like this, but then there's big chunks of color like on either side of lines like this. So I'm hoping that'll go faster. I should start also seeing some orange flowers. So far I've just put in the pink ones, but there are orange flowers down here. There's some coming up. So there's some orange roses coming up. And then my plan for her is to finish down this way, because currently, in order to get behind the Q-snap comfortably, I'm stitching on her upside down so that my hand can comfortably reach either underneath or around the side. So I'm gonna stitch down this side. There's more border to here approximately, and then there's a bunch of lily pads here in the corner. And then once I have this section finished, I'll come over here and do this side. So yeah, she's coming along slowly but surely. I'm gonna keep trucking on her. And then once my woodland castle is done, I'll really be able to put more focus on her for sure. I'm right down in here somewhere. So she's beautiful, she's lovely. I am still really enjoying this project, and I can't wait for her to be done because I can't wait to show her off. So the next whip that I worked on this past month was my Magical Creatures calendar by Clouds Factory. So this is, I think Clouds Factory does have a website, but I bought this from Etsy. This is a project I'm trying to keep up with throughout the year and stitch each month's block in the month that I'm in. And so far I've been able to keep up, but you know, we're only 4 months in. This is being stitched on a 16 count lilac Ada 2/1 full cross with the called for colors and additional sparkly threads. I'm using Light Effects from DMC to give it an added boost so that it stands out really well on the fabric. Here is where it was the last time I showed it to you. I had just finished March. I forgot which month we're in. And I'm confused because actually we're in May now. So I have January, February, and March done the last time you saw it. And here is where we are now. So I was able to finish April. April's the little gnome lady, and she lives in this little tree. Let me bring you in a little bit closer. There we go. So she was kind of cute. She was actually, I mean, it's a smaller block, but she was actually like a pretty decent amount to stitch. From her across the grass and up the tree, that's like full coverage, right? So the added specialty threads in this section are, of course, in the border. The green Light Effects is in this lighter green color throughout the grass. There is red Light Effects in the little mushroom caps, and then purple in her dress, which I think is super cute. yeah, so I hope that sparkle is coming across well, because it looks really fantastic in person. I love it. Okay, so next month is, I guess this month, is May, which goes right in here, and it is the wizard in kind of like his workshop. It's another long one, but it has a lot of small motifs in it, so I'm hoping it doesn't take forever. Let me show you. Okay, so here is the wizard in his workshop. So you got, you know, the spell book, the potion, or the cauldron, excuse me, potions, and there's a little owl up here, which is cute. So I have, the thing that's good about, I'm stitching all the borders as I go. So which is the good thing about that, means I don't have to do a full border. Like I just have to do this part because the rest of them are already in. So that's something. But yeah, May is going to be this little wizard. And there you have it. That's Magical Creatures Calendar. So that was all of the existing whips that I worked on, but I did do 2 new starts for this past month. So I'm going to show you those now. The first new start I did was from a company called Imaginating. It is a kit with the title Happy Everything. So this is what it looks like up here. And this is just a close-up. It came with 14 count Rustco Ada, natural Ada, and I switched it out for 18 count beige Ada using the kit floss, and it's done 2/1 full cross. If you had seen my last video, you already know this, but I also plan to add some other holidays that aren't already there. First thing though is I'm gonna stitch it as is and then add the other holidays after the fact when I can kind of figure out where I want them placed. But let me show you where I got to. And I just did a modest little start in the middle, excuse me, hanging thread here. So this is the ever of everything. And this was just, you know, an evening's worth of stitching. So I backstitched the V and I started backstitching the E. That's what this thread is for. And I got this cutie patootie little sunshine in. Love that. And then this right here is the top, or part of the top of like a sun umbrella on a beach. Over like a chair that sits here. So I just started in the middle because I didn't feel like counting. And then I'll go probably finish the word everything and then come back this way. So yeah, just a modest little start. Right now it just says, it almost says evil. It's not evil, it's very happy. So the other project that I started this past month was this one here. This is called Cross Stitch Tools, and this was created by a fellow Flosstuber, James the PH Stitcher. If you're not following his channel, you should be, because he does fantastic work. By this filming, I believe he has 2 patterns out now. He's got this one, and then he's got a Birds of Paradise pattern. And I will have, of course, his channel linked down below and his Instagram, so you can go send him a message if you are interested in starting and purchasing this chart. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Rustico Ada 2/1 full cross. And he, with his blessing, he says you can customize the colors, which is what I'm doing. So I'm not using necessarily what's charted here, although I will be putting these colors in the chart somewhere. I'm also making my own choices regarding which colors are going where. And here's my little start. So I started in the middle with the table stand hoop holders. I got these 2 little bags in, and then this piece of floss, or this skein of floss, excuse me. And then look, I did Krynic on the Krynic spools. Isn't that cute? I love it. So I had no idea. I thought I was going to just put like my initials in the year in here when I was done. And then Janet of Janet Jabber, who is another Flosstuber you should be watching, had the brilliant idea to put my YouTube name in here, which I thought was genius. So thank you, Janet, for that inspiration. Because I put Pages and Stitches in there, actually spelled out the word "and" this time instead of using the number 3. And then there's just enough room down here that if I want to put the date when I'm done, I can. And then I also added right in this cute, right in the middle here, there's just enough room for a little heart, which I think is precious. So I just have 2 more bags and another skein of floss on this side, and then it'll be like that middle row will be all done. So that'll probably be the next thing I stitch is over here on this side. And then I kind of like the idea, I'll have to see once I put more motifs in, but I kind of like the idea of putting little like graphic things like this little heart kind of sprinkled throughout, like maybe a star or a moon or a little happy face or something. I think that would be kind of cute, but we'll see if I want to do that. But for now, this is where I'm at. I backstitched everything that's supposed to be backstitched in this section already. And yeah, it's so cute. It is absolutely precious. And this is the finished size is gonna be, you know, it's about like 6-7 inches square. So that's perfect. It's the perfect little size. I love it. So again, that was a pattern created by James the PH Stitcher. You can reach out to him to purchase that pattern. And there is a stitch along if you do decide to work on this project. And I will include the hashtag. It is XStitchToolsSAL. So there we have it. So that was all my whips and starts for this past month of April. It's not too terribly much, but I did have kind of a crappy April. So I think it's plenty. The next thing I want to show you is some really cool random stitchy kindness that I had no idea was coming my way. My oldest sister, Rachel, has had a stash of cross stitch patterns and flosses and things like that because she used to cross stitch and she hasn't touched it in like a decade. So she reached out to me and she was like, hey, can I send you like all my old stuff? Because I don't do that anymore. And I was like, yes, of course you can. So I kind of thought she was just sending me her DMC stash, which obviously is a nice enough gift, but she sent me everything. She sent me her DMC stash, some hoops, some old patterns, and she sent me all of her finishes because she didn't want them anymore, I guess. I don't know. I didn't question it. She sent it to me and I opened it up and I was like, what? So I want to show you what I got because I got some pretty cool stuff. You'll see in a second. Okay, so apparently my sister's favorite designer when she was cross-stitching was Teresa Winsler, which surprised me because I didn't even know she still cross-stitched. She did Mirabilia, she did Teresa Winsler's, she did just a couple of cool stuff like that. And she worked on a project. She worked on a Teresa Winsler that she completed and never framed. And she sent it to me. And I want to show you because I think it's pretty fantastic. Look at that. Look. This is Lady of Hallett, I believe is how you pronounce it. And it's finished. It's totally done. She did all the specialty stitches, all the beading, all the back stitching. Everything is done. She just didn't want it anymore, I guess. She didn't want to hang it in her house. I don't know. They do move a lot, so maybe she just didn't want to bother framing it, but she gave it to me. So it's been adopted. I will get this framed and I will get this hung up because this is beautiful. Look at it. Look at this intricacy of the Teresa Winsler. The fabric looks like an even weave. Let me look. So this might be a 28 count. Yeah, this looks like maybe a 28 count Lucana or just some sort of even weave. And the color is, I don't know, beige. I don't know. I don't have enough information on it. But that's pretty amazing. So all I have to do is fully finish it. And this is a fully finished Teresa Winsler in my possession. And I messaged her and I was like, do you really don't want this? Like, do you want me to finish it and like send it back to you? She goes, no, it's yours. Okay, so now I have a fully finished Teresa Winsler that I put no effort into. And okay, one of the other things she sent me, well, let me back up a little bit. I've never really had the desire to stitch a Teresa Winsler. I think she has a lot of gorgeous patterns, but there's other things out there that I would have rather stitched. However, there's one Teresa Winsler pattern that I think I would love to stitch, and that is her Egyptian sampler. And lo and behold, apparently Rachel was working on it because she sent it to me. And it's almost done. It still needs back stitching, like there's a hanging thread. So she was back stitching, it still needs back stitching in certain sections. Like obviously this part's not finished. There's stuff that goes up here. I believe there's back stitching that goes all through this back little cartouche thing. There's back stitching, much like in this one, behind these two busts. So there's still work to be done on this, but like most of it's done. So I'm gonna finish it, and I get to keep it. It's mine to claim. Isn't that fantastic? I love this so much. So I really enjoy Egyptian history and Egyptian mythology and all of that. It's one of those cultures that just fascinated me, is ancient Egypt. So this really, whenever I saw the pattern originally online, I thought it was pretty fantastic. So this was just a big, like, excellent, wonderful surprise that I now have it in my possession with the pattern, and I get to put some stitches in it, but it's not going to take me years to finish because it's mostly done. I'm just so excited about that. And it is being stitched on what looks like a 28 count, maybe like cream even weave. Again, I don't have the information on the fabric, but it looks like a cream even weave, and I believe this is 28 count. Right? Isn't that amazing? That's a nice surprise. I thought I was just getting floss. No. So in addition to the projects and the floss, I have a ton of patterns she sent me. So I want to show you, because not all of these I plan to keep, so I'm probably going to do some giveaways. So the first pattern I pulled out, which I think is really cool, is this one here. This is called King Tut's Treasure by Winchester Designs. I do not know enough about this company to know if they're still producing patterns. She got it from, this store is called the Stitch Niche in Lexington, Kentucky. And it looks like it was in and around maybe 2001. So I don't know if this store is still in business. I don't know if this company is still in business, but this pattern is awesome. Remember what I was just telling you about how much I like ancient Egypt? So this is like a breastplate kind of thing that was worn by King Tut during his coronation. Which is fantastic. There's a lot of I mean, you can see it in the picture how sparkly it is. Most of this gold and silver is Krynic, and then I don't know if there's beading. I don't see any beading, just lots of shiny threads, and I think that's fantastic. There's a leaflet in here regarding, you know, the story behind it and what each of the things mean, and where it appeared in history and why. I have not read that yet, but there is information in here about it, which I think is cool because this has actual like historical significance to it. So that's pretty awesome. This is a pattern I'm definitely gonna work on. So this one, if I give it away in the future, it'll be after I complete it. I have no immediate plans to start it, but it is going in my stash for a future project. So the next thing she sent me is an old cross stitch country crafts magazine. This is the May-June edition of 1991. So let's look at some of the stuff in here. There's really only one pattern in here that I like, so I might hang on to it for that reason. In which case, if you guys want, I'll give away this pattern. Or I'm sorry, this catalog. There's these little key fobs, like a twins baby sampler. This is the pattern that I like and might want to keep it for. This is a blackwork piece. I've been wanting to try blackwork for a while, and this is really beautiful. I kind of like the idea of doing it on maybe like a gray with 310 black, so it looks a little bit darker. And then this iris here is just stunning too. And then each of these little blackwork motifs are bordered by satin stitches, which is really pretty. So this is what I would keep that for. I can also definitely like make photocopies of the pattern and then just give this away in the meantime. This one is part of this series up here. This is G is for Garden, and you can get this pattern at Cooler Design Studio because I believe that's what this magazine dissolved into, was Cooler Design Studio. The other two are N is for Needlework, and then H is for Home. Clearly it hadn't been released at the time that this was printed, but in here is G is for Garden, which is really pretty. I love all these flowers. I love the pansies over here. So if you're a gardener, this might be a piece you like to do. There's this sampler. Cute. I have to show you this. Look at this dog figurine. He's so derpy. There's this kind of Easter pattern. Happy as Kings, I believe is the title. And then lastly, in the back, there's these little like, it's this pattern and this pattern where you can put kind of like photos in the middle, use them as frames kind of thing, which is cute. Or you can put this little floral motif in the middle. So that's everything in this edition. If there's anything in this magazine that strikes your fancy, you know, keep this in mind, because I might do either a giveaway or just, you know, if only one person is like, yeah, I'll take it, then I'll just send it to you. So these next two patterns were, at one point in time, they were Dimensions kits, and now they're just the patterns. So she's either completed the kit or, you know, threw it away or something. So I would be happy to send these patterns to somebody. We don't have to do it in a giveaway if you just want them. So I'll show you what they are. They're both, you can find both of them available on like eBay or Etsy for, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks. So they're not like rare, but if you wanted to work on them, you'd have to kit it up yourself. And there is, you know, DMC conversions online for Dimensions colors. And of course, all the colors are listed. So this first one, I don't want to show you the pattern, is, it was a gold petite. It's called Mariner's Light. And I will insert a picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's completed, because I don't want to show you the pattern and I don't have the packaging with the picture on it. It's not something I'm going to stitch. So if you want this, just let me know in a comment or reach out to me on Instagram, send me a message and say, hey, I would like to have that, because I can just put this in an envelope and put it in the mail, and that would be totally fine. And it'll come to you like this. This other one was actually back when sunset was still a thing, before, I don't know if Dimensions absorbed Sunset or if they changed their name from Sunset to Dimensions, but it's, you know, an old one. And the name of this kit is Tropical Profusion. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. You can see it's very, you know, it's tropical fish, very cute, very, very pretty. It's a 2-pattern paper, again, no floss, but you can convert, or, you know, pick your own colors. All the colors are listed still. So if you want this one, I'm not gonna, you know, just if you want them, or if multiple people want them, whoever comments first or gets out, like reaches out to me first to say I would like that, then, and just gives me their address, I'll send it to you. I don't plan to stitch either this one or the lighthouse one either. So if you want them, you can have them. One of the other things she sent me is this catalog from Cross My Heart Ink. This is something that is no longer printed, but you can still find it in like the secondary market. The title of the pamphlet is called You're Welcome. And this is the front, but on the back you can see there's 15 different patterns in here that say welcome in some fashion. There's really only one in here that I think I might want to stitch, which is this one right here. The kind of woodland one with the birds. I think it's bigger on the front. Yeah, I like that one. So I will probably make a photocopy and then use this in a giveaway at a later date. I think I seem to remember seeing this growing up, so I wonder if this was hanging in our home. Mom, did we have this one? Do we have it somewhere? Let me know. I like some of these, but that one's my favorite. So there's like this floral one. This one's cool because it's got like motifs that start with these letters. Let me go to the back. This one's kind of cool because it looks like little plaids, little almost like coasters. Got a little house here. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty. There's really only one that I think I would want to stitch, which is this one. So I will be likely using this in another giveaway. Let me just clarify something. The only patterns that I'm parting with at the moment are the 2 dimensions patterns, and that's only if somebody claims them in a comment or reaches out to me on Instagram. Everything else I'm gonna save and probably use in a later giveaway, assuming that there's interest, you know what I mean? But just to clear up any confusion, the only 2 that I'm currently in this video trying to say I will send to you if you want them are the 2 kit patterns, the sunset one and the gold collection dimensions pattern. Okay, now, so she sent me a couple of some hot stuff here. Okay, so she, like I said, she really liked Teresa Winsler. So she sent me 3 Teresa Winsler patterns. The only one that I want to stitch is this one, the Egyptian Sampler. And so I'm going to hang on to this one until I can finish the project she sent me. This is Lady of Hallett, the one she already finished. So there's that pattern. And then the last one she sent me is this one here, English Garden Sampler. I know this one's popular because I've seen a bunch of people stitch it or say they wanted to stitch it. I recently, well, I don't know how recently, but I did watch Brian from Blitz Stitch stitch this pattern, and he did an excellent job. It looks gorgeous. If you're not watching his channel, go watch his channel. He's got some great stuff he's working on, but he did complete this pattern, and I remember watching him start to finish with that one. But unfortunately, it's just not a pattern that I think I desire to work on. So once I finish, this one, I will be giving away these Teresa Winslers. Yeah? If you guys want them, keep checking back because these are going to be available as giveaways for sure. So the last thing she sent me, I'm saving for the end because I'm not really sure yet what I'm going to do with it, because it is a Mirabilia pattern that is out of print, and from what I can tell, kind of in high demand. And it is also one that I'm not going to stitch. So I don't know if I want to give it away, gift it to somebody, or sell it. Like, honestly, you know, I don't know. So let me show you what it is. It is the Lady of the Flag. So this is a pattern that Nora designed not too long after 9/11 as like a commemorative piece. and it is super popular. The only one I have found at the time of this filming that is available for purchase is on eBay. It is currently being bid on at over $100, and I imagine it's not going to be available too much longer. You can purchase a finished piece on Etsy for just under $500, and then that's it. That's all I've found with just like a cursory Google search. So I know she's in demand. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with her. And just so you guys know, I did reach out to Rachel and say, I don't know if you know, but you sent me like a really valuable Mirabilia, and lest I be called selfish, do you want this back? She was like, no, sell it, buy more. I was like, okay. So I might sell it on eBay. I might not. I don't know. I might just see who gives me the best offer privately. I'm not doing anything with it yet, so nobody freak out. I'm not doing anything with it yet, but when I do, I will let you guys know here first. So yeah, unopened, basically in new condition. I think it says it cost $13.50, so it must not have been like that long ago that she purchased it. September 11th was in 2001, so that's likely the year that this one came out. So I don't know. There she is, Lady of the Flag. And that is my Stitchy kindness, which is a lot of Stitchy kindness when you only think you're getting floss. Additionally, she sent me almost the entire stash or the entire catalog of DMC floss, which I'm currently working on getting off of the bobbins that she was storing them on and then putting them on floss drops in my storage container. Okay, next I want to show you my haul really quickly, and then go into plans. So the first little bit of haul I want to show you is I purchased some needle binders. So these came from an Etsy shop called Flowertown Originals, and she has an Instagram as well. I have both linked down below. Her name is Kathy, and her profile says she's been doing clay work for over 25 years, which I believe, because she posts videos. I went down a rabbit hole and I watched her videos for like an hour because they were so cool watching her create these things. She's definitely very talented. So let me show you. These are all made with clay. Even the magnets on the back, made with clay. I have always loved clay crafting. I've thought, you know, anybody who can take some Sculpey, like some, you know, hobby store Sculpey and turn it into something like this, I just think that's sheer talent. And I tried my hand at it for a while at clay crafting, and I wasn't very good. It obviously didn't stick because I don't do that hobby anymore. But she makes tons of cool stuff. She makes needle minders, like trinket trays, jewelry, beads, buttons. She makes crochet hooks. Karla, I know you're into crochet now. She makes crochet hooks with clay as like a larger hook to grab onto. And I reached out to her on Etsy and I was like, hey, I just ordered a bunch of needle minders. Is it okay if I show and like advertise your shop on my channel? And she was like, yes, please. So she did mention that she's about to go on vacation. I think her shop is about to go in like vacation mode. And I know that she's in the middle of kind of like taking a break and then probably restocking her supply, because there are still a few needle minders left, but there's not like a ton. But oh my God, this one, I was just like, ugh. These are so, and they feel so nice. I love it. And I just love oh, of course they all stick together. I just love that the magnets on the back also have the clay on them. I tried to pick them up and then they all stick together. The magnets are quite strong. So again, that was Flowertown Originals. Go check her out. The next little bit of haul I have to thank or blame Laura from Stitching by the Shore for. She is the person who turned me on to this seller. and it is to dye for fabrics. I just barely dipped my toe into overdyed and hand-dyed fabrics because they intimidate me in terms of, you know, accidentally losing the color if they get washed or whatever. So but I'm slowly kind of learning how to use them. So I went to Dye For Fabrics because Laura uses her shop all the time. She has an Etsy shop, but she also has a standalone website, which the website is what I've linked down below. You can go to her Etsy shop, and what's there is what's available to ship right now. And then if you go to her website, she has all of her colors listed, and you can request that she send you something, a certain type of fabric in that color. It is currently, her website's currently kind of under construction because she's reformulating a lot of her colors. So she's working on getting the photos up for all of her new formulas. But I purchased these two pieces of fabric from her. So this is they're both 28 count linen. And this blue color is called Blue Abyss. And this sort of teal color is numbered. It doesn't have a title as of yet. So there's the number there. And I bought these for a very specific reason. I have shown these off before. These are Bella Filipina angels. We have the deity of the moon, Mayari, deity of the moon, which is this one. Tala, deity of the stars. And then Hanan, deity of the morning. And so whenever I got these, I sort of had a vision of what they would look like together in my mind. I wanted them on dark fabric like this, kind of like a sort of celestial background, but I didn't want them all to be on this blue. So in my mind, I saw like 3 different colors. I wanted a dark blue, a dark green, and a dark purple. Not sure which one I want to put on which, but I wanted those 3 colors. So To Dye For Fabric has these really beautiful dark hand dyes, and I just wanted them on dark fabric, and I had been struggling to find fabric that was dark enough to appeal to me, and this shop had them and has tons of, from light value all the way to dark value, and I really appreciate that about her supply. I did not get a purple because the color that I wanted was not in stock in a 28 count, but I know I'm not going to be starting these immediately, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to wait, you know, for her to restock her shop. But yeah, I wanted darker cool tone colors for the backgrounds for these 3 pieces because I wanted them all to be different but still cohesive without doing like a flat navy or whatever. And I like this kind of, I've decided that when it comes to hand dyes, I like this kind of look, which is more of like a tone on tone. It's not, you know, like 4 different colors that are all modeled together. It's, you know, like this is light to dark in the same color, and this one as well. I think that's what I prefer, rather than have like, you know, green, blue, and yellow all together on one fabric, or, you know, whatever the color may be. So I got these from To Dye For Fabrics to use specifically for these 3 angels from Bella Filipina. So this will likely be something I start next year, which I'm really excited about because these patterns are gorgeous. The last little bit of haul that I got was 2 kits that were on clearance on 123Stitch. As far as I'm aware, they are still available. They're both RTO kits, and they were for, you know, a really good price, so I jumped on them. The first one is this one here. This is called Spring Light, and it's just this cute little sort of like floral, sunshiny, warm number with daffodils, and I love the little sugar container as a vase. Here is the floss on the back. This is on a 16 count Ada. I can't tell if it's white or if it's ivory. It looks like it might be ivory. Like, you see how it's slightly different from the white paper? I think this might be an ivory. And the floss is DMC, which is really cute. So this is relatively small. It's only 15 by 16 centimeters. Not very big, which is kind of why I got it, because it's just a cute little small. And then the other cute little small that I got is this one here. So RTO has this whole series, the Warmth and Palms series, where there's like a backstitched hand holding various baby animals. So there's like birds, cats, dogs, hedgehogs, name a small critter that like they're holding it. And this one is just a little baby squirrel. I love squirrels so much. At work, we have these giant windows along the back wall, and there's a shaded area of trees back there, and there's squirrels back there all the time, and I love to watch the squirrels. They're so cute. And of course, they're out right now because it's springtime. So I got this one with a little baby squirrel with the little pink feet, and he smile. I love him. So there's a bunch of other ones in that series that I like, so I'll probably get more, honestly. But this one was on sale, so I got the squirrel first. If you've stuck it out with me this long, thank you. I truly appreciate it. The last thing I have to show you is what I plan to work on in the next month. It's just my plans. And then I'll be done, I swear. So the first project that I'm gonna start in May, I've been really excited to start. This is the one that I had planned to start from my beginning of the year video, and that's this one here, which is Spring Remembered Part 2 by Paula Vaughn. Here's the picture here. So you may recall, I'm going to insert a picture here. My mom has stitched and finished this Paula Vaughn pattern, which is Blue Ribbon Winner. It is currently framed and hanging in my bedroom. And so I had planned to also, I've wanted to work on a Paula Vaughn for a while. So I wanted to find one that complemented the piece that she stitched. And so I went and I found this one that has the same English paper piece style quilt, so that I can work on, or I can finish one too. This is, as far as I'm aware, this is not a leaflet that is in print anymore, but it is still available. I purchased this from an Etsy seller, so if you just Google Spring Remembered Part 2, you can find them on Etsy, you can find them on eBay. They're not too hard to come by, and they're not expensive either. So I have all of the fabric and the flosses. I'm stitching this on an antique white Lugana, which to me just looks white. I don't know the difference between white and antique white. So, but I got antique white Lugana for this pattern here. So I'm excited to start this one. The other one that I'm gonna start, I had not planned to start. It kind of came to me later. So if you just recently, or if you have been keeping up with Amy's channel, the Globetrotting Stitcher, she and her husband do cross stitching, and they do updates. So Gary, her husband, just is coming up on a finish on a project, and so he kind of took a poll on what the subscribers think his next project should be. And he is going to start a black and white portrait piece, but one of the other patterns that he had available to vote on was from Sue Hillis Designs, and it was, I think it's called Brave Women, and it has a skull in it. Sue Hillis has a whole series of skull patterns, and I happen to have one. So he is going to work on the winner of the poll, but then when he gets tired of it, because it's in black and gray and it's all gray, it's all very confetti heavy, he's going to do Brave Women as well. And so in solidarity, Gary, I am going to work on the one that I have, which is called Pirate Queen. It's just a little small little small piece, and I love it. There's probably like 6 colors. Yeah, and the finish size on a 14 or 28 count is like a 4x6. I am stitching it on an 18 count. I'm gonna stitch it. I have this last little remnant piece that literally fits right over the pattern of this 18 count Rustico Ada. So I'm gonna stitch it on that. Hopefully this will be a start and finish in 1 month. I mean, it's small enough, so I think so. And then of course it also comes with this little rose charm, which goes right here in the middle. I love it. I don't know if I have all the called for flosses, but if I don't, I'm just going to find similar colors. You know, I have a big enough stash now, especially since my sister just sent me all of her flosses. So this is the other project I'm going to start. So Gary, if you're watching, I'm going to do some Sue Hillis designs as well. All right, you guys, that's it. I finished. I'm caught up. Again, just a big giant thank you to everybody who checked on me when I posted that I had some personal emergencies to take care of. I really appreciate that. I felt very very loved, and it gave me a little boost of happiness in a very scary time, but fortunately that part is behind me. Like I said, I'll have everything linked down below if you have any questions at all, if you have anything you want to comment on, like the patterns that I showed you, or, you know, if you're new here and you just want to say hi, absolutely just drop me a comment. You can always reach out to me on Instagram as well, where I post my monthly updates, as well as just a little bit of more life photos. And yeah, so hopefully the May video comes out to you on time next month. You know, knock on wood, I don't have any more catastrophes that delay that video and that update. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I really enjoy making these videos and coming to you guys once a month and giving you and sharing my hobbies and my passions with you. I hope that we can all reconvene in happiness and good health at the end of May. Genuinely. So yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys at the end of May.